very special wall. Take a look to the wall is protecting the north part of Tulum, and that wall is 190 meters long. That wall starts at the beginning of the cliff on the right side, where those people they are walking up there. And that wall ends on the left side on that watchtower we have in the corner. When archaeologists they were working on this excavation, they said that wall back in the Mayan times probably was about 3 to 3.5 meters tall, and that wall about 7 meters wide. So the idea is that wall was used to protect the place, to defend the place, because if we walk 420 meters to the other side, where the exit is, this is the entrance, the exit is over there, we're going to see another wall exactly the same dimensions than this one, protecting the south part of Tulum. And if in case you take a look from this watchtower to the other watchtower we have on the opposite corner, I'm sure you're going to see remains of another wall is protecting the west part of Tulum. So definitely north, south, and west part of Tulum was very well protected by the wall. But if in case we take a look to the seaside, here we're going to see something different. Take a look to this natural protection we have over there on the seaside. The cliff. The upper part of this cliff is over here, and it's about 14 to 15 meters above the sea level. And this is the place where archaeologists they found the most important ceremonial temples of this religious area back in the Mayan times. We suppose back in the Mayan times religion was very important for these Mayan people. And every time they celebrate ceremonies to the gods, religious dances to the gods, offerings to the gods, or human sacrifices to the gods, everybody, they have to see those special ceremonies. And that's why those ceremonies was done on the upper part of those temples was built over there. Okay? Well, this is something we can see here. But there is something else. Take a look to this small beach. See? This small beach is the one is right there in that direction. See? But during the archaeological excavations, archaeologists they noticed something interesting in this wall as well as on the other wall in front. They discovered something like a kind of scratches on the rocks. That description was, they described something like the proof that in certain moment those Mayan people they were trying to cut the stones in this part of the cliff to open this artificial beach, to give all kind of facilities to the boats, the merchants. They supposed to come from Central America, from Central and South part of the Mayan area. It's interesting because the idea is that the most important activities in Tulum back in the Mayan times was trade and religion. Why we have that idea? After many archaeological investigations was founded around here, in certain moment those archaeologists they discovered dozens and dozens and sometimes hundreds of weapons, knives, all kind of weapons at that time was made with a very special stone, volcanic stone we call obsidian. Indians they were not using at that time metals. Spaniards they brought metals to the American continent after the 16th century. And here in Yucatan Peninsula we don't have any kind of volcanic areas. So volcanic stones back there, far away from here. So that's why part of the idea is, and these people they trade a lot. And there is something else. During the ceremonies back in sorry. This is normal. This is normal. Normally I do this a couple of times. Okay. During the archaeological investigations in Yucatan Peninsula, archaeologists they found many stelas. What's an stela? What we consider is an stela. Please take a look to this photo I have here. This is considered one of those Mayan stelas. Stelas are monolithic stones like this. See? This monolithic stone, this stela, was founded in Coba. Where is Coba? 45 kilometers away from Tulum. Okay? This stela is 3 meters tall, and this stela is about 3.5 tons weight. And in this stela, as well as the other dozens of stelas archaeologists they found spread around the area, We can see carvings, very interesting carvings. Explain to us something interesting about the Mayans from those days. Okay? Here, for instance, we can see Mayan hieroglyphics, Mayan writings. Archaeologists actually, they say that today's day is possible to translate about 85% or 90% of those symbols, not the whole thing. Okay? Something else, archaeologists, they explain to us that here we can see the representation of one of those high priests from the Mayan times and the way they supposed to be dressed to celebrate the ceremonies. This is interesting because first we can see the headdress. Look at this headdress. Look at the feathers, beautiful feathers, big feathers. And we have a problem to understand this. In Yucatan Peninsula, it's impossible to have this size of feathers because the jungle we have here, yes, we have many different kind of birds, but the birds in Yucatan in this kind of jungle are small ones. And this size of feathers, we can see it in the tropical jungle we have in Guatemala, or south from Guatemala. Their trees are about 2 or 3 times bigger and taller than the ones we have here. And obviously in that jungle we have bigger animals. Quetzal birds, papagayos, and this size of feathers there we can see everywhere. Interesting. The stela, 3.5 tons weight. See, was founded 45 kilometers away from here. So that's why archaeologists, they said, and this is probably the proof. And back in the Indian times, these people, they were very good merchants. I mean, they trade a lot. See, something else, I don't know if you have chance to notice, but this guy, he has a couple of bracelets, was made with jade. And jade in the whole American continent, we can find only in Guatemala. It's the only area where archaeologists, they found a couple of jade mines. See? And jade, back in the Indian times, supposed to be very important, supposed to be a magic stone. And they supposed to make all kind of rings, earrings, bracelets, collars, spectrals, to be used during the ceremonies because this is the best way the gods, they supposed to participate on those ceremonies. That was considered a magic stone. And archaeologists, they found a lot of those objects during the excavations in Yucatan. So that's why part of the idea is that trade was essential back in the Mayan times, and probably this place was built trying to be used, you know, as a port for importations and exportations. So this was the most important situation they had, you know, in this place back in the Mayan times. Trade and religion was very important. Okay, too much blah blah blah, I understand. Do you have any questions? Not too much blah blah blah. I'm trying to explain the explanations here because we have shade, we have a nice breeze. Next place we will move, no shade.
Oh no.
So that's why I am trying to explain something else. But if you don't have questions, we better start to work.